5 important lessons young people should learn from John D. Rockefeller. Born on July 8, 1839, John D. Rockefeller was an American industrialist, philanthropist, and the founder of the Standard Oil Company, a company that dominated the oil industry and was the first great United States business trust. Rockefeller also founded the University of Chicago, General Education Board, Rockefeller University, and the Rockefeller Foundation. Today, he is widely considered as the wealthiest American of all time and the richest person in modern history. At the time of his death, on May 23, 1937, Rockefeller was worth about $400 billion in today's currency. So how did John D. Rockefeller become this rich, and what can young people learn from him? In this video, we'll share with you 5 important lessons young people should learn from John D. Rockefeller. If you're new here, consider subscribing so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Lesson 1. Find your strength and ambition. In September 1855, when Rockefeller was just 16 years old, he got his first job in a small produce commission firm called Hewitt & Tuttle as an assistant bookkeeper. It was here he realized that he enjoyed what he later recalled as all the methods and systems of the office. He found that he was particularly good at calculating transportation cost, a skill that will serve him well later in his career. Making 50 cents a day, the full salary for his first 3 months' work was $50, equivalent to $1,310 today. As a youth, Rockefeller reportedly said that his 2 greatest ambitions were to make $100,000, equivalent to $2.63 million today, and to live 100 years. He certainly made lots more than that, and the funniest thing is that he actually lived almost to the 100 years he wanted. He lived so long that his insurance company had to pay him the $5 million face value of his policy. Imagine that. Lesson for young people. Give yourself the chance to find those things you excel at and be ambitious. Are you an excellent debater, able to express yourself precisely? Make it your strength. Are you methodical and discreet? Your accounts and business will certainly benefit from that. Find that thing that you are good at and let it make you rich. Let your ambitions fuel your drive for success as it did for Rockefeller. Lesson 2. Outsmart your rivals. One of the ways Rockefeller made his immense wealth was by monopolizing America's oil market. In 1870, Rockefeller conspired with refinery owners and helped found what became known as the Standard Oil Monopoly, a company that arranged for discounted shipping cost from the railroads that transported oil, thereby monopolizing oil delivery. This caused his rival businesses to allow themselves to be bought by Standard Oil or be forced to pay outrageous shipping costs that would eventually drive them out of business. Those who tried to resist were forced to deal with price wars. By 1890, the Rockefeller Company controlled approximately 90% of the petroleum production in the US. What a man! Lesson for young people. If you're trying to get rich, you may come up with business ideas that are already in practice one way or the other. But what can you do to stay on top and be more successful than others could ever be? You may not strive for monopoly as Rockefeller did, but you have to be smarter than your rivals and competitors. Find ways to have an edge over them and success is yours to gain. Lesson number 3. Be daring and efficient. In 1872, Rockefeller bought competing refiners, improving the efficiency of his operations, pressed for discounts on oil shipments, raised investment pools, and bought out most of his rivals. But instead of eliminating his competitors completely, his company added its own pipelines, tank cars, and home delivery network. He kept oil prices low to stave off competitors, made his products affordable to the average household, and to increase market penetration, he even sold below cost price. While his counterparts were still selling expensive whale oil to only the wealthy customers for what they saw as profit, Rockefeller developed over 300 oil-based products, from tar to paint to petroleum jelly to chewing gum. By the end of the 1870s, Rockefeller's company was refining over 90% of the oil in the US. This endeavor made Rockefeller a millionaire. $1 million is equivalent to $25 million today. The lesson for young people: in an ever-competitive market, Rockefeller made his money by being clever, and so should you. His competitors saw whale oil as the only possible source for profit, but Rockefeller decided to try something different. He developed other versions of oil that made him millions of dollars. If you can dare to try something different, you will most definitely succeed. Lesson number 4. Your environment will shape you. Rockefeller was the second of 6 children, born to a father known by his community as Devil Bill, who preferred a vagabond existence and was notorious for shady schemes, but taught John to trade dishes for platters and always get the better part of any deal. His favorite saying was, "I cheat my boys every chance I get. I want to make them sharp." His mother, a homemaker and a devout Baptist who was frugal by nature and by necessity, because of the philandering and constant absence of her husband, taught her son that willful waste makes woeful want. She encouraged him to do his share of the regular household chores, and he earned extra money raising turkeys, selling potatoes and candy, and also lending small sums of money to their neighbors. This prompted Rockefeller to say later in life that, from the beginning, I was trained to work to save and to give. Lesson for young people: your environment will determine who you become in life. If what you see everyone around you doing or becoming isn't what you want, you'll do well by changing the people you hang around. Lesson 5. Setbacks can push you forward. In 1911, the Supreme Court ruled that the Standard Oil Company be dismantled for violation of federal antitrust laws. This ruling would ordinarily have cost Rockefeller millions of dollars, as it would have affected his monopoly and business. However, it turned out that each individual piece of the company was worth much more than the whole, as their shares doubled and tripled in value in the early years, and Rockefeller became the nation's first billionaire, worth nearly 2% of the national economy. The lesson for young people: Rockefeller once said this: "Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great." Standard Oil was doing quite good as a company, but the law that resulted in its dissolution led to him becoming even richer. If you go through a setback in your quest for success, know that it's not the end of the line. That setback will actually open a new path that will make you rich, if only you can fight through. In conclusion, if you're a young person and you want to be successful and rich in life, build a solid foundation by learning from your parents and teachers. Rockefeller's mother, being a religious and disciplined woman, imbibed in him an attitude of hard work and doing good deeds, which will serve him well later in his journey to greatness. Discover your strength and use them to make you rich. There's a saying by the Joker, a famous fictitious movie and comic character, that goes, "If you're good at something, never do it for free." It's a good advice, isn't it? No matter your age, you should be smart. Clever people end up the richest. Be bold and daring in your endeavors and business ventures. Where others stop short, go the extra mile, and you will surely succeed. And lastly, You should know that setbacks happen to every successful person. If it happens to you, be determined to move forward and let it open the way to your success. You can definitely do it. Thank you for watching our videos. We'd like to give you another interesting video for you to enjoy next. But before then, our team will be very happy if you can like this video and share it with your friends on social media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Look at your screen now to see 2 other videos we handpicked for you to enjoy next. We love you.